Hello, team players. So, I'm going to be running a one-shot live here on YouTube on my second channel, Team Player Gaming Plus, on March 15th. It's going to be me and a few people you might recognize. But before that, I wanted to give you guys a preview of the characters that these other creators are going to be running. So I'm going to start with the creator who's a new friend of the channel and has definitely helped me become a better creator for you guys. But I'll let Nico De Gallo talk about his monk.
Team Player Gaming asked me to be part of a collaborative Pathfinder 2e streaming one-shot March 15th, along with Psi Prime Productions, Swingripper, and Wisdom Check. For those of you who don't know what Pathfinder is, it's a lot like D&D, except more. More classes, more combat options, more feats, more fun, occasionally more overwhelming, at least until you get the hang of it. Most importantly, Pathfinder is way more collaborative than Dungeons & Dragons. No single character is a one-person show. And that's the point of this stream. Each of our characters was built with the intention of being able to contribute as a member of the team. I give you my level 5 fiery-fisted monk, Fuego del Calor. Fuego is all about the bod and the squad. They're very athletic and acrobatic because we gave them a ton of strength and dexterity. Why? Cause we're trippin', which is a combat maneuver in Pathfinder. That way, baddies can't hurt Fuego's bros, gender neutrally. Also, Monk's whole thing is about punching stuff. We also took a key spell called Key Rush, named after Fuego's frat, so Fuego can get right up in their enemy's face. Finally, our spicy Thembo takes a technique called Stoked Flame Stance, and it makes our fist light on fire, which is pretty sick. Level 2, Fuego is stunning and so are their blows. In 2, stunning doesn't switch creatures off like it does in D&D, but it does make them spend part of their turn going, Pathfinder also has diet subclasses, which are called archetypes or dedications, and I have no idea what the difference is. But we're taking Student of Perfection because it makes us even more shredded. In D&D, you're either proficient in something or you're not. In Pathfinder, there's levels to this ish. And Student of Perfection lets our athletic skills go Super Saiyan 2. We also get Key Strike, aka Inner Upheaval. But wait, there's more. We're gonna pick up a feat called Intimidating Glare so we can be like, level 3 is when our intimidation skill also gets to Super Saiyan 2, so we can be even more. And we're gonna pick up a feat called Toughness. Level 4, we learn a technique that's a reaction called Stand Still, so that if somebody we're fighting tries to ditch us and attack one of our bros, gender neutrally, we can go. You can also rest assured that Fuego will never roll less than a 19 on athletics, because we're gonna take Assurance in athletics, which lets us do that. Cause we're trippin'! I'm back. Level 5, we're training our diplomacy, because Fuego's autistic, but they've been learning how to mask. We're also gonna take a feat called Cooperative Nature, which makes us super good at aiding our friends. Because remember, Fuego's all about the bod and the squad. I'm Fuego del Calor. I'm Nico De Gallo, and this was Spicy Dice.
Thank you for being a part of this, Nico De Gallo. I'm looking forward to seeing what Fuego can do. Just remember, you can attack somebody who's being grappled by another character, like an ally. I see far too many people not take advantage of the fact that an ally has a foe grappled. They always want to go after somebody else if there's more than one creature. There is no penalty for attacking into melee, even with ranged attacks. Think about that when you're doing your tripping and your flurry of blows. Our next creator is one that I didn't even know existed until I was putting this together, but they are very good at building characters, although I haven't looked too much into them yet. Here's Psi Prime Productions with his Swashbuckler.
Hey there, Psi Prime Productions here. A fellow YouTuber, Team Player Gaming, asked me to make a Pathfinder character for a one-shot, and the theme of the one-shot was teamwork. Now, when I think teamwork, I think of a wit swashbuckler, so I can make the best use of the one-for-all feat that lets me aid my teammate with any task, and also get a swashbuckler's panache to boot. Make them human for the human feat cooperative nature so that I'm even better at aiding my friends, and then that character is good to go. Link to the full build and information about the one-shot in the description below.
Thank you, Psi Prime Productions, for building this character. Aid is one of those abilities that is not used anywhere near enough. And I'm looking forward to Psi Prime Productions showing you how powerful Aid can actually be if you build towards it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what this character can do as well. Our third creator is one that has been instrumental in helping me become a better creator, even more so than Nico De Gallo. But I'll let Swingripper talk about his cleric, who you might recognize.
Hey, I'm Swingripper, and I'm going to be showcasing my build, Permission Cleric. Or as some of you may know it, Grapple Cleric. But I'm calling it Permission Cleric for one specific reason. It's because my entire goal is to make the GM ask me for permission before they move. And basically, all parts of this character are designed to combo with other members of the team or provide so much support that it doesn't matter what they're doing. They are supported, period. So let's go into how this is accomplished. And to start with, I am, of course, Cleric, and I'm being a War Priest, so that I can invest heavily into strength and use athletics maneuvers. Because grapple and trip are absurd activities. Them being attack trait is the only thing that keeps them within the realm of fairness. Normally, War Priest is balanced by its lower weapon proficiency progression, but grapple and trip scale with skill progression, which is not slowed down by War Priest. So I'm able to apply pressure like a full martial, while having the heal capability of a cleric. That is the core idea. Now, everything else is just further emphasis on how I execute that. I get a domain initiative for the focus spell Athletic Rush, which boosts my athletics even further, so now I am able to grapple better than a full martial would. Because, if the GM could just let me roll low, they don't need to ask me for permission before they move away from my grappler. So, in order to prevent such horrendous error, we are taking Athletic Rush to make sure that we can, grapple just about anything put in front of us. I'm also taking Emblazoned Armament and Raise Symbol to get myself a shield that can be raised to also boost my saves, because that is one of the normal weaknesses of the build, and my goal is to build as durable as possible. I am really the only true healer of this group, so if I go down, a lot of bad stuff happens very quickly, so I'm going to play more defensive and castery than normal. As such, I'm not going to be hanging around in melee, building up a multi-attack penalty, so Wrestler won't be as good for me. I will instead go Medic, and get Doctor's Visitation as a way for me to go in, heal somebody, raise shield, walk out. And that may be a thing I do more, because I will need to play a little bit more passive than I normally would in order to make sure that I'm always alive so that we always have somebody with big healing up. And then I have Ward Medic and Continual Recovery as skill feats, with the Battle Medicine coming from background. And I'm getting Titan Wrestler from level 5, because, what if there's a huge Hydra put in front of us and I really want to trip it? But of course, that's just the abilities. That's usually the weak part of a caster, so let's talk about spell selection real quick. First off, Cleric Font. I have 5 max rank copies of Heal. Undead are meaningless. Damage to my allies, meaningless. I doubt that this one-shot will have more than 9 turns of combat. I can heal all of those 9 turns and then still have more healing left over. Not just from heal, but from medic battle medicines, plus I also, in my items, have healer's gloves. This will be a 4-person party with medic that is 5 battle medicines, 5 heals, and then an 11th heal from healer's gloves. But did I mention that I'm actually a grappler, and that's where my pressure comes from, not healing? Because, I'm also providing buffs with Benediction and Bless. Because, somebody needs to give us a status bonus to hit and a status bonus to AC. May as well also be me, in addition to all my healing, in addition to all my grappling. And then I can also reveal invisible creatures and dazzle them if they're low reflex. This is basically a 25% your damage is gone. If they're like a brute or a soldier. Very balanced. Blazing Armory is for if I need to get in there and start doing some damage. I can Blazing Armory myself a greatsword and start cleaving stuff up. Or if we really need to exploit a fire weakness, I can give this and then give it to the Swashbuckler, so that we have somebody guaranteed to be doing fire damage each turn. Sudden Blight is for if we are against a bunch of lower level foes, I Sudden Blight in the middle, and then suddenly they're all weaker and we just play cleanup. Calm is there for if we have equal level foes, they don't get to play the game either. We have a Swashbuckler with Bon Mo, so will save abilities are good. And then Roaring Applause, so that way I shut down all reactions and also shut down enemy action economies. And even when their action economy is being denied by them clapping, my grapple can cancel their clapping, because you even need permission to applaud my brilliant strategy. And that's the build. Enjoy!
Thank you, Swingripper, for all the help you've given me. You've helped me a ton. Your character's gonna work extremely well with Nico's monk. You knew that already, though. You're also gonna work well with just about everybody in the party. You did great. Our final creator is one that has helped me a lot in setting this entire thing up. Here's Wisdom Check with his witch.
Hi, I'm Jake, and I love Pathfinder 2, or Pf2, and kitties. Today I'm going to tell you about a build that I'm excited about running in a teamwork-based live stream. We're trying to make a party that's focused on helping each other to be awesome. So naturally, I'm playing a witch. But not just any witch. My patron is the Mosquito Witch, the creepiest witch of witches. Now, I'm going by pre-remaster rules for the patron because it's fun. The main difference being that before the remaster, Archives of Nethys states that for PFS play, if you take the Mosquito Witch patron, you take the familiar ability from the Resentment, the familiar of ongoing misery, which says, when you cast or sustain a hex, your familiar can curse a creature within 15 feet of it, prolonging the duration of any negative conditions affecting it by 1 round. Yeah, it's a freaking awesome ability. The Resentment's familiar power is what occurred to me when they told me the point was teamwork in general. Because when you use hexes, you auto-extend all timed negative conditions on a single creature. It only works once per turn, so it's only one creature, but it still means that on a successful grapple, the enemy is grappled for an extra turn. On a crit, they're restrained for an extra turn. This works with our cleric's Revealing Light's Dazzle with Demoralize or Frightened from the Fear spell. Enfeeble is extended, Blindness is extended, Stupefied, some instances of Off Guard or Slowed even. If it's a condition and it has a duration, it extends when my familiar is within 15 feet and I cast or sustain a hex on one target. And because I wanted to be all helpful, but I still like the weird stuff, I chose a naughty, and I took Reassuring Presence to reduce the frightened condition on an ally. It's a reaction you can use once on each ally during the day if they gain the frightened condition and they're within 30 feet. Really helpful. Plus, on the side of teamwork, I took Web Weaver to just make threaded items like clothing and rope at 0 cost, as long as they're usually cheap. Why? Because it's fun. Hey, at 5th level without Ancestry Paragon, this was the thing that I could take that would go with the theme the most. And sometimes you just want to be a spider and make things from your spinnerets. And someone else in the group has a sturdy shield that's probably going to get a beat down on it, and I told him I'd take quick repair. So I did. And I also took Alchemist, because then you get crafting for free. And Alchemist is so fun as an archetype. I have so many options. Elixirs are my favorite. Climb speed, swim speed, temporary hit points every round, fast healing for a minute. And yes, cooperative waffles, it's a team activity. I had to take cooperative waffles. But really, elixirs, even as an archetype, can remove poisons, diseases, stupefied, enfeebled, bleed damage, so many things. You can even get enlarge and recall knowledge bonuses from alchemy. Alchemy's amazing. Cognitive mutagen adds 2 to your recall knowledge checks, or cinnamon sears, it's candy, adds 1 and gives you a reroll once per day if you fail the recall knowledge check. You can just try it again. Now, this part is not for teamwork, but those who know me knew I would have to do it. I took Cauldron, so I can give my little froggy familiar a poison breath weapon attack. Yeah, every 1d4 rounds for an hour, 15-foot cone of 2d6 poison damage from the green wormling breath weapon, or green wormling breath potion. And if I don't want that one day, then I can make a potion of invisibility. I'm a primal caster, so I don't get invisibility. I can also do some off-healing with Lesson of Life. I maxed out the focus points with Cackle, which will also help my action economy in combat, because this build is going to be action-starved. For recall knowledge, since I'm going to need to pick up some team slack on this end, I took Creighton's Cognitive Crossover, also just known as Cognitive Crossover, for Society and Occultism. It gives you a reroll once per recall knowledge with either of those, basically. A Mage's Hat bumps Arcana up to 14. And my background is bookish Providence, which gives me multilingual and the recall under pressure free action, so that if I'm trying to recall knowledge on something that I'm just not great at, I can roll Academia lore instead. And because it's a lore skill, the DC is lower. And if the info is useful within the next turn, I get bonuses to saves for the rest of the encounter. Recall knowledge. Dude, do you know how many alchemical formulas I can have by 5th level? A lot. But it wasn't enough. So I spent 50 gold getting more of them. This is going to be fun.
Thank you, Wisdom Check, for everything you've done to help me set this up. And I'm so glad you decided to be a debuffer. That was one of the things we were definitely missing in this party. And you built around recall knowledge, which is amazing, because again, that's another thing that is not used anywhere near enough. And you're right, alchemy is really fun. I think you're going to enjoy this character, and so am I. And being a primal caster means you also have access to the heal spell. It won't be as good as cleric, but at least we have an off healer, especially with that lesson of life. Anyway, I have links to the path builders for all these characters in the description below, as well as links to these guys' channels. So definitely go check out their other stuff. And remember, the live stream will be March 15th on my second channel, Team Player Gaming Plus. The link is also in the description, along with the link to my Discord server and my TikTok. And of course, if you liked this little preview, leave a like on this video, and let me know what you think of these builds in the comments below. And in a few days, I'm going to be doing a live stream going over the new Rival Academies book. So look forward to that. But always remember, guys, teamwork is vital. It helps us solve problems.